Some months ago, the PDP stakeholders and the APC stakeholders, they came together and agreed that the seat of the Otokpo Akpa Benue State constituency should go to Akweya. How is that now?
Yes, we heard it from the
Is the agreement still on?
That agreement, later we heard that the governor gave a consensus to somebody who he felt who has been there for 8 years.
Hello, welcome to Permutation on Akweya TV. Akweya TV is a station that talks about history, art, culture. And on this show, Permutation, we analyze politics. You know, there's a relationship between politics and development. The kind of leader in a place determines the level of development and the welfare of the people. The people are always at the receiving end of every form of leadership. And you know, a lot have been going on lately as we approach 2023, the election year for Nigeria. In Benue State, the list of contestants for the seat of the governor has reduced drastically, especially on the platform of the PDP, as two candidates were adopted by consensus by the 14 local governments in the Steve-speaking area of Benue State, adopting Honorable Titus Oba, the current Speaker, Benue State House of Assembly, and then from the 9 local governments of the Idoma-speaking area of Benue State, they adopted Engineer Benson Abono as the consensus candidate. And but for today on Permutation, we're going to be going into the politics of Akweya, talking about the terrain, what is going on there on the terrain of the politics of Akweya. My name is Idajo Aja. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Solomon Lange, and you're watching Akweya TV. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ochaya Ojofu. I am the founder of Akweya Children Carnival. Watch Akweya TV.
Yemasni Ame Veronica Ochido. Engaga ya Akweya TV.
Agatugole gadam. Ihi egun kama Oge David Ugbede. Ngo bagaji Tugolega Agatu, local government of Benue State. Congo reporter Akweya TV. Akweya TV.
Welcome back. We're on Permutation and talking about politics. And today we are narrowing to politics in Akweya. And on the show with us today, we have the National President, Akpa Youth Progressive Forum. He's actually the voice of the youth from Akweya, Comrade Austin Onkpe.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So now, the Akweya people are complaining of marginalization. The Idoma are talking about marginalization from the entire Benue State, and then the Akweya talk about marginalization among the Idoma people. What do you have to say about that?
Thank you very much. The level of marginalization in Benue State, let me say Nigeria as a whole today, is worrisome. Political exclusion causes a lot of effects in every community. It leads to violent confrontation. It leads to deprivation of economy. It leads to poverty of that particular community.
Okay.
So when people talk, when politicians indulge in serious marginalization, it affects every system. Why can't we bring each other together? We are clamoring that the political space, they should open up more political space where we can open up all ethnic youth leader groups, bring them together and see how it brings about development. You cannot cohabit, and one keep eating, developing, while the other keep downgrading.
It's okay. So, you know, recently, some months ago, the PDP stakeholders and the APC stakeholders, they came together and agreed that the seat of the Otukpo Akpa Benue State constituency should go to Akweya. How is that now?
Yes, we heard it from the onset.
Is the agreement still on?
That agreement, later we heard that the governor gave a consensus to somebody who he felt should lead, who has been there for 8 years. Going there again, it will be like 12 years. And the Otukpo Akpa seat, since 1999, when democracy returned back to Nigeria, we had a fair journey where Raf Igbago, the first state from Akweya region, ruled for 8 years, and he returned back to the Otukpo people. And since then, Otukpo has held sway to it for 16 years. Any opportunity in 2023 will now amount to Otukpo being in power for 20 years. The issue of marginalization, we must have to tackle it and come with one voice.
Okay.
Because it affects every sphere. If you remember what happened in Tunisia in 2011, it was as a result of marginalization, unemployment. Because you see any section that is excluded from power, from politics, you see underdevelopment in those areas. And we, Nigeria, we wouldn't want to see what happened in Tunisia in 2011.
But what happened? Why would they go back on their word?
In politics, I think the kind of people we have in our political sphere today are not fair to themselves. They don't care about the masses that much. They care about their interests. I always tell people that the crown of leadership is very beautiful and admirable, but heavy. There's no leadership role you play for consecutive time that you think you are leading your people, that you want to cling to power for that long. So our politicians we have today, they don't care about equity, they don't care about fairness, they don't care about justice. So that is the level we are in our country today.
Okay, now, so going down to Akweya, for the people coming out to vie for the position of the House of Assembly Otukpo Akpa, how will you talk about their coming together? What about the unity? You know, politics is about number. It's a game of number. The Akweya people are not that much, maybe to say, to be able to beat the Otukpo people if they go for a voting contest. But what about their unity? What about their one voice? Are they united? How will you rate the political unity among the Akweya people?
Yes, Akweya is united. You know, when you are going for a battle, there must be disagreement between the two of you. But Akweya are still tough contenders in the State House of Assembly of Otukpo Akpa.
Okay.
And they will come up with one voice, either in the PDP or in the APC.
Okay.
We will do everything in any of the political parties, not just the APC or PDP alone.
Yeah.
We are ready,
including SDP.
We are ready to clinch back power, so as to ensure that equity and fairness prevail. Even at the local government level, the marginalization has also affected the Akweya people, that the workforce at the local government, Akweya has the least workforce. Yeah. And those are areas where marginalization affects a particular community. There are people who can lead from every nook and cranny of this country, but marginalization is eating deep. We must come together, open up the political atmosphere, bring in all ethnic groups. Let's look for ways. Do you know the primary reason for restructuring is not as a result of lack of economic opportunity.
Yeah.
It's as a result of marginalization. That is why people are clamoring for. Bring every ethnic group bring every ethnic group together.
Yeah.
Know their problem, identify it, and I think the political atmosphere will be a very beautiful one for us in Nigeria.
Okay.
We've known how marginalization has affected in other African countries. Like I earlier said about Tunisia in 2011, when Ben Ali had an issue.
Yeah.
We are still experiencing the same issue in Nigeria today. Insecurity, unemployment, marginalization, and what have you. So we must come together as one voice. You must bring other ethnic groups. For fairness and equity must be maintained.
Yeah.
Let this particular position go. Let's do politics of inclusion, not exclusion.
Yeah.
There is serious politics of exclusion in our country, and that's why we are facing serious issues today.
I've seen posters of different contestants for the seat of Otukpo-Akpa constituency come out from Akweya. People like Dr. Chris Ngara, Ambassador Kennedy Angbo is out, Barrister Abba John, and then we have somebody like Christian Abba. I think Lillian, Mrs. Lillian Anyebe also, if she has not stepped down. So I remember one time you said that the youth are ready to be behind and vote for any party that will give their ticket to an Akweya person. What are the youth doing to be behind one person?
Yes, thank you very much. Like from the 3 political parties that Akweya are tough contenders, there are 10 Akweya, there are the best Akweya, there are best candidates that can represent even the Otukpo-Akpa as is. So we at the primary level, we know before they go in for primary, they will come on with one voice. And as soon as after the primaries, anybody they give the ticket to, they seat the ticket to, but who will stand beside them? Then on the other hand, like that of them coming together, we voted. If we are talking about fairness and equity, all the political parties in Otukpo-Akpa should cede their tickets to Akpa. So that after our reign, we now return back to them and no any Akpa person contest with them. That is what we are talking about, the rotation. Otukpo has done 16 years ahead of the 8 years Akweya has done. So we are now saying all political parties, it is time for political inclusion, no longer exclusion. If we have political inclusion, there will be more developments. Sorry to say this, in Benue State, since the early 80s, when the first democratically elected governor came in person of Apollo Aperaku. The massive development we experience in Benue we've never seen it till date. At that first time, he had the heart. Now we have a lot of politicians, but we don't have leaders. Have a lot of politicians in this country, but we don't have leaders. Leaders who look through vision, who are not clouded by nepotism. But today we have leaders who only cares about what they go home with, not even what concerns the citizens or the masses. So we really, it's unfortunate. And we youth will really come together to make that change.
And that leads me to the next question I want to ask you. I know that by virtue of what you're saying now, voting is not going to be on a party line, but to individuals. Anyone the Akweya people has chosen will be the one the Akweya people will vote for, whether he's from APC or PDP or SDP. So now, what quality of leader are you looking out for? Are the people looking out for?
Like the people coming out from the Akweya houses. I've interacted with some of them, I've seen them, I've talked to them, I've seen the kind of burden they have towards the development of Otukpo-Akpa. It is not just an Akweya affair alone. It has to do with Otukpo-Akpa. The developmental strive in Otukpo-Akpa today, it's backward. Politically. As I earlier said, we experience a booming democracy in the early 80s. The whole project that was done within that year was sustained, and after that long military regime, whereby the military also they did a lot of development before we now return back to democracy. We cannot say a viable development in Benue State till date. Rather, we are clouded by nepotism that it must be between the Zone A and the Zone B.
Okay.
Leadership is not all about your tribe. It's all about capacity.
Yeah.
It's all about inclusion. So when you start talking about the nation affair only based on tribes, then we are not going anywhere.
We'll go for a short break. I'll be right back.
Hi, Akweya TV has got so many shows for you. We've got a Hangout with Busayo, we've got our interview shows, we've got women empowerment shows, and you can watch us on NTA Makodi. Also, you can watch us on YouTube and different channels. I am Odo Diego Kenyodo, and I think you will love everything you see on Akweya TV. Keep a date with us.
Welcome back. We're talking about politics in Akweya on permutation. And we've been discussing with the National President, Akweya Youth Progressive Forum, Austin Onkpe. And I would like you to share and like and also comment on the show. Let's get your feedback. Before we went on the short break, we were talking about that unity, being able to stand behind one person. So now, as a representative of the youth in Akweya, talking about the quality of the kind of leader that we're looking out for, do you have anybody in mind?
I really don't have anybody in mind.
Okay.
But the people coming out from the Akweya houses, I've interacted with some of them. Almost all. Those are people who have capacity.
Okay.
Those are people who can lead Otukwu-Akpa. Those are people who have the passion for leadership.
Okay.
As I earlier said, we in Benue experienced a really democratic era at the early 80s.
Yeah.
During the Aperaku regime, when massive development was in Benue.
I think that can be repeated again.
If we have quality leaders, not leaders which we have now. We have politicians, but we don't have leaders.
And that is why there's a need for us to look out where now.
That is why we need to do politics of inclusion, not exclusion.
So these people that are out, how are you scrutinizing them?
There are no particular template for scrutiny.
Okay.
But when you see people who have the heart of leadership, when you interact with them, you know. When you see the vision, not an empty promises that politicians give. Those are people, you've seen their stratas over time. Their impact in where they've worked or been part of.
Yeah.
Those are people who have been at the leadership or affair in one or two ways before now. So when we have a lot of politicians, but we don't have leaders. And that's why we cannot replicate what happened at the early 80s with the present political administrations we have.
Okay, so before we go, an Akweya person have been there before, in the person of Honorable Raphael Igbago. And then currently we have somebody from Otukpo who is sitting there. So if you are to rate them on performances, what will you say? Okay, maybe beginning from the Akweya man that was there. We are clamoring to still be there.
From when you actually rate them,
yeah,
like the present one and during the 1999 when democracy returned back to Nigeria, there's a huge difference. There were little developments, but you can never compare to the early 80s.
Okay.
You can never compare. Okay. Rather, the lot of development we have, like the Benue Bottling Company, so it was just diminishing until date. And even up to the present administration that cannot even pay salaries, and when you complain, they will tell you there is no money. So why can't you can't? There's no yardstick for you to measure them.
You know me, I feel that anyone who can perform well, whether Akweya or Otukpo, if Otukpo person is there and he is doing well and there's development and things are changing, people are getting jobs are being created, will you not prefer that to an Akweya person who is going to be there and then you see nothing?
Of course, we will, but we need politics of inclusion, not exclusion. Politics should be able to carry all ethnic groups together, whereby, because no matter what it takes, he must concentrate in his particular place.
Okay.
It leads to poverty in a particular region which is not included in politics. So that's why we are clamoring that there should be equity,
which is not included in politics, or which is not developed. Like, when you say not included in politics, what do you mean?
I mean political inclusion.
Okay,
in the leadership, in the system.
In leadership.
Yes. When Otukpo and Akpa, I earlier told you the statistics of the workforce in Otukpo local government.
Yeah.
If an Akweya person is there,
yeah,
when there is an opening in employment, he will ensure that there are equity in employment. But no matter what it takes, favoritism must come into play in politics. I must have to favor my people first. So that's why every ethnic group clamor for, let us be in part of this system.
Let's have our people there.
Let's have our people there. We must be part of this system. Because when it is being shared, we are not there. We don't even know what you are bringing to us.
Okay.
So if there are politics of inclusion and every ethnic group feel they feel in the political space, you will now see that there must be peace. There will be development. There will be employment.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now, finally, all hope is not lost, because it is only on one political platform that the political stakeholders are still saying that the seat should still go on to another person, but another party is still there. So now, as the youth, what will you have to say to all the Akweya youths and the youths watching you right now?
Yes.
On the politics of Akweya.
I encourage all Akweya youths to be calm, peaceful, and go ahead.
Because I know there is an agitation right now.
Yes. When you are marginalized for too long, you must agitate. That's the issue. So there should be calm, and all other youths, get your PVC ready.
Okay.
That is what we must have to change the system. For employment to be in Nigeria, it will be our PVC. We must all come out in mass. And people don't like coming out, because when you marginalize them, they will say, after all, my people are not there. So I wouldn't be in that space of politics.
Okay.
So but I believe in 2023, not just in Akweya alone, Nigeria as a whole, there will be a change. Because the youth will come out massively to cast their vote. And we must have to return back the triple standard at which equity, fairness, and justice prevail in Nigeria.
Okay. Thanks. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being on the show today. And that's where we wrap up the show for today on permutation. We would like to hear from you. Let's get your comments. Share the story. Connect with us on our YouTube and on Facebook at Akweya TV. My name is Idajo Aja.